Hello, good morning. I am from Eric Diaz, and this is my YouTube contribution. Dorian Yates, Into the Shadow, London Real.
50-year-old Dorian Yates. I don't know what it would have been like as a 35-year-old, but I think we just got a great snapshot into just an impressive man and an impressive human being. For me, this ranks right up there with Graham Hancock, with George Galloway, with Sebastian Foucault, and some of the great interviews we've had here on London Real. And I get a lot of people asking me, what are you guys doing? You got the ayahuasca confession from Nick, you have Dr. Rachel Armstrong, a scientist, and then you've got a bodybuilder. Where are you guys going with this? You know what? We don't know where we're going. That's the fun part. Each one of these people, I think we can learn something from. So that's what we're doing here at London Real. If you want to check out any of our back episodes, you can go to londonreal.tv and click on the episode section, and it's got every single one of them. I think we got 66 episodes now. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, London Real TV, or of course you can search them on iTunes. So check those out. I want to give a shout out to our brothers out there in the world, the new Reelers. As you guys might have known, when we were on Joe Rogan, we threw it out and said, if anybody wants to start a podcast, we would support you and back you, the best we could. We don't like to get into details and show people the A's and C's of making a podcast, but we are there to support you if you can actually make a pilot. If you can do that, then you show us that you're serious. And we just had the boys from Melbourne in Australia, Melbourne Real, drop their pilot a few weeks ago. The Wichita Real guys have 3 episodes so far. Twin Cities Real has 1, and we just got Austin Real dropped on us. So that's awesome. I've had some other talks from the guy in Japan. We've got potentially Oslo in Norway. We've got some guys in Ireland talking. So we love all this stuff, and I'll be intriguing anyone who can send us a pilot that looks decent and has the spirit of London Real. So please think about doing it. It'll change you. It'll change your community. It'll change the way you relate to the world. So that's awesome. Next week we've got Mr. Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, which I was reading 10 years ago. His new book is 4-Hour Chef, and it's not just a cooking book. I think it's almost a mastery book about how to train your mind to do things. And Tim's always got big things going on. He's always got fascinating things to say. I am super excited to have him here next week. We will be giving away signed copies of his book. If you submit a question to our Facebook that we use on the air, you'll get a copy. Also, if you tweet after you see the episode and the best quote from the episode and include a link to the YouTube video of him, we'll choose the best one and we'll send out 2 or 3 copies of the signed book to those people. So get involved. Loving the fact that Tim's going to come with us. As usual, this episode is sponsored by Alpha Brain. Alpha Brain's a nootropic that basically makes your synapses fire better in your brain. It's a combination of all sorts of different specific vitamins and minerals. I take 1 a day, keeps me sharp. If I'm gonna work out and eat protein powder, then why not do something for my brain? So go to londonreal.tv. You can click on the banner there. It'll take you right to Onnit Labs and check out some of that. Support the show. They also have Swim Tech Sport, which Nick and I really like for the cordyceps mushrooms, for training hard, any kettlebell, jiu-jitsu, anything anaerobic. If that's your friends. And of course, they have the hemp force protein. It's a great non-way way of getting some protein up in your cereal. So check that out. Last but not least, if you want to help us out right now, go to iTunes and write us a quick review. If you want to take it to the next level, send us an email at info@londonreal.tv. If you've got 10 hours a week, we can use anyone in the world just to help us promote the show. We've always got things going on here, and it's a great learning opportunity for you. And I've got so many awesome emails on the back of Nick's ayahuasca confession. People that are really touched by his story, and it's such a moving account. And I appreciate all the emails we're getting in, and it's what people want to give. So, enough of all that. Now I give you Mr. Dorian Yates. This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. This is Nick Gabriel. And joining us today is Mr. Dorian Yates, who is a professional bodybuilder and a 6-time winner of the Mr. Olympia title. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, guys. Something different, huh?
Thanks for being here. It's a real pleasure having you here. You know, we've had a lot of different people on the show before. We've had members of Parliament. We've had best-selling authors like Grant Hancock. We've had Olympic athletes. But when I told people that Dorian was going to be on the show, it's like, especially males, like this weird sense of like awe comes across them, and they talk about you almost in like a supernatural way. And I was wondering if you could explain how you work in bodybuilding, why it has such a visceral, almost like carnal response from people like that.
Well, I started competing in the UK. His blood results were so off the chart, his doctor was begging him to stop.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks of eating McDonald's 3 times a day was much worse than me taking steroids for 12 years.
Did you ever have a hard time sourcing them? Did that ever affect your training?
This is one of the coolest days of my whole life. If you had told me 5 years ago that I'd be sitting with Dorian Yates talking about psychedelics,
I've never spoken to him personally, and he didn't know anything about the sport because he doesn't come to watch the competition. He never goes to Mr. Olympia. Arnold does exactly what's good for Arnold. So at that point, he wasn't coming to the competition. He left the sport and been through a period of probably depression after that, and then you get out of that, and a lot of questions. But now I'm in a good place now. I think good balance, good understanding of life. I got just recently remarried a couple of years ago to an amazing, beautiful woman from Brazil who's also very spiritual. So she helped me on my pathway there as well. I think.
Do you think your injury in some way was a blessing in disguise?
Yeah.
And as usual, if you want to get a hold of us, you can find us on LondonReal.tv. We've got a great forum there. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, see our faces. On YouTube, our channel is London Real. You would have told me Dorian was in South yesterday.
Well, I kind of got a feeling he was going to go there at some point.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Come down here.
Very thanks for having me, guys. I'll give it to you again.
Sure we will. Sure we will.
Until then,
All the best. There we go.
The contribution takes about 1 hour and 41 minutes, 35 seconds. That's all for London Real Into the Shadow. And the next one is this video. Why you need to be honest and ethical when you do sales by eating vegan at London Real.
Why is which is the craziest thing, because every CEO should be, has to be a salesperson. What is this weird disconnect of humans between like business, sales, and marketing, and what is the truth from what you know?
Well, most people are what we might call good human beings. Most people are good people. And goodness, in this sense, is they like to put other people first and consider the needs and the feelings of other people. And what follows from this is they don't want to make other people feel bad. Most people are good people and they don't like to make other people feel bad. They'd rather do almost anything than make another person feel pain or feel emotional pain or feel like confused intellectually or upset or bad about themselves. And so when you first learn about sales and marketing, in a lot of cases you learn about it, at the used car lot, or because you're watching infomercials, or you're seeing people do sales and marketing, and you're like, that person is doing things to make people feel bad because they're trying to coerce or talk the person, manipulate someone into doing things. And so you kind of identify sales and marketing with manipulating and coercing people and making them feel bad. And you just say, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to make it's to be in integrity with myself. It doesn't feel good to make another person feel bad so that I can make a sale and I can get some money. And so they just kind of get turned off to sales and marketing in general, which I think, that's kind of right, in a way. That's morally right. And I didn't like it. When I got into real estate, and I remember the first time I sat down to try to do cold calls, at my desk. And you know what I'm talking about. When you take a list of people and you just pick up the phone and you call them and you say, hi, you want to sell your house? Like that kind of thing. And I sat there in my little real estate office in Eugene, Oregon, and I looked at the list of numbers, and I looked at my phone, and I looked at the list, and I looked at my phone, and I just got more and more sick and upset. And I finally just went outside, got in my car, and went home and laid down and went to sleep. Like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't interrupt people and, mess with their lives in this way. And some people seemed cold and kind of callous and whatever. So as I started learning about sales and marketing, and I said, okay, I've got to do this. I have to figure it out. I discovered a couple of things. One was what you might call consultative selling, professional selling, where and particularly when you're selling things that are a higher ticket, you sit down with someone, and instead of just trying to talk them into something, you first start by spending an hour or two just learning everything you can about them. Who are you? What's your life like? What are your values? What are your challenges? What are your frustrations? Specifically, what's, the need that you have right here. And then once you understand them, you really get them, and they get that you understand them, then you've earned the right to then say, kind of, do I understand you? Do I get where you're coming from? Are we on the same page here? And then yes, okay, let me show you a few things that I think could help solve your problem, to help get you the result you want. If you come from that place, people are so happy to meet you. They're so happy.
And it's about 5 minutes and 22 seconds. And this is my whole contribution. Dorian Yates, Into the Shadow of London Bridge, and Why You Need to Be Honest and Ethical When You Do Sales and Marketing by Edin Pagan. Submitted all and this one. Good day and have a